your views on how we're expected to close out the trade for the week and what are the key themes that are going to drive market sentiment today?
Well, I think that market's likely to remain relatively stronger going forward, and the key driver, like you mentioned just a few minutes ago, will remain expectations on full year 11 earnings. I think we've had quite a number of consumer companies and other non-financials report. I think on average earnings numbers have been relatively strong, and I think general expectations are for the banks to do probably even better. So I think some investors, particularly internationals, are comfortable taking some risk at this levels, but I think this is also a seasonal thing as well. So expectations are that sort of beyond the reporting season, we could see the markets weaken. It's also very clear from the volumes that we're trading at the moment that there's still no clear, strong conviction at this point.
What's going on with Access Bank in terms of the expected gains that we're seeing and the continued rally that we're seeing in the stock, up 44% so far year to date, really outperforming the overall index? Why such strong demand coming through for them?
Sorry, Samantha, I didn't get that.
With regards to Access Bank, we've seen the stock rally some 44% so far year to date. Really strong demand coming through. What's driving that stock price?
Sorry, I still can't hear you.
Esili, can you hear me now?
Yes, but it's quite faint.
Access Bank, what's driving the stock price?
Well, I want to believe that it's related to the recent M&A. They recently acquired Intercontinental Bank, and I think analysts in general kind of agree that there should be some significant accretion as a result of the M&A.
Is the stock price looking a bit frothy though? Could it break 7 naira?
I don't know that for certain, but I think that you could definitely continue to see some support for the stock going into the earnings reporting season. But like I said, I think this could obviously thin out sort of beyond that period.
Results of Nigerian Breweries released yesterday, 3 naira dividend released per share. The stock ended on a slightly firmer footing, just under 100 naira right now. What is the shareholder reaction to that news of 3 naira per share, and specifically in light of the fact that shareholders seem to be disappointed by Nestle's dividend?
Well, I think that there was obviously a bit of surprise on Nigerian Breweries' dividend announcement. I think given the acquisitions, 3 acquisitions they made this year, it was expected that dividend would be significantly lower. So it was quite surprising. They came out with about 3 naira dividend per share. We were expecting around about 2 naira 80 cover. So it was quite impressive, but I think the bulk of that has been priced in the stock over the last month. It's gained about 7% since the start of February. So my expectations going forward in Nigerian Breweries is that it could trade sideways, but I think it could still find some support later in the year as investors continue to look for relatively safe stocks. Now, speaking about Nestle's numbers were quite strong and better than expected because management had guided towards relatively weaker numbers, but I think it was quite clear from the discussion in your program yesterday with the managing director that a significant tax savings played a great role in those numbers. But I think that with respect to the dividend payout, I think that they're obviously looking to managing their working capital and also balancing that with capex commitment over the medium term.
Very quickly, Esili, you've got a sell recommendation on Dangote Sugar. The outlook for the overall sector is one of excess capacity. Just walk us through that recommendation right now.
Yes, we're quite bearish on the name, and it's basically on the back of weaker industry dynamics. The industry is currently got a capacity of around about 3 million tons of sugar per annum, and that's expected to expand to around about 4 million tons per annum by end of 2013. Now, what surprises us is that the current demand for sugar is about 1.5 million tons in Nigeria. So it's basically going to be a highly competitive industry. Given the scale of some of the producers, particularly Dangote, it's really difficult to see how they can remain competitive and even profitable. So we're looking for a significant cut in margins and its return on equity.
So it's a medium-term story which is not looking good for the meantime. Esili, we'll have to leave it there for today. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Esili Eigbe, analyst from CIB Research, Stanbic IBTC Bank.